So the word that I am hearing out, I want to share with you, is that God has set apart things, people, places for you and for you specifically. And what the Lord just showed me was a kingdom where the king has set apart, carefully selected for each of his children particular items of his inheritance I'm just passing King Road at this very moment, that he has set aside particularly and specifically for each of his children, knowing who they are and how they are wired and what their gifts are and what their calling is. So for you, he has done this for you. He has set aside and set apart and appointed specifically for you and for you alone. Not only things in the spiritual realm, not only, your spiritual gifts, but things, right? That next car that he wants you to enjoy, that next home that he wants you to enjoy, that second or third home that he wants you to enjoy. And in terms of your calling and your mission, that particular platform, and I really do mean platform, I mean piece of technology, right? Has he set aside Facebook for you? Has he anointed Facebook as the place where you are meant to build your community and your movement and share your message? Has he appointed Telegram? Has he appointed school? Has he set aside? What has he set aside specifically for you? And what I mean by that is that there are things that are blessed that are yours, and that when you come into the experience of, or when you come into contact with those things, there is a releasing of an anointing. There is a releasing of a blessing that happens. And that is why a lot of times in New Age, people talk about ease and flow. They say, oh, everything is easy and everything is flow. And this is kind of what they're sensing the truth of. And that is not to say that always things are ease and flow. We have trials and tribulations that we must walk through in stepping into our calling, because we are being prepared. Our character is being prepared for that calling. But it is also true that the things that are meant for us are meant for us. And what the Lord was showing me is that I don't need to go seeking and searching and sifting through as if I'm the one trying to figure out what's for me. I simply need to walk the steps that he has ordered for me and walk in his pacing and in his timing, so that I can hear the voice behind me saying, turn to the right or turn to the left. This is the way. Walk in it. Because when we do that, we are going to walk ourselves right into the anointing and the calling that he has for us. You are going to walk yourself right up to the door of the car that he means for you, that he has set aside for you, that is perfect for you. It is the perfect price. It is the perfect experience. It feels like it was made for you. And because it was set aside for you. He's going to walk you up to the door of your perfect home, or your perfect apartment, or your perfect condo, or your perfect vacation home. He's going to walk you up to the door of your beloved that he has prepared and set aside for you. He is going to walk you to the door, virtual or real, of the business partner that he has set aside for you to partner with in your business venture. He is going to walk you right up to the people that he has placed, that he has appointed for you to partner with, to bring both of your gifts and your calling into the world. And the message for us is, we are working too hard. We're trying too hard. We're striving too hard to kind of figure it out and find it out on our own, when all of these items and all of these things that are a part of our particular inheritance. Think of a will, right? And it's as if he has set out in his will, this item, this actual physical item, this, like I said, like for right now, what's real for me is a car and a home, right? For you, it may be something different, and it's not always just going to be physical. It's also going to be relational partnerships, right? Opportunities, platforms. He has prepared and placed all of those things in an area, a supernatural room, essentially, in his mansion, in his kingdom, that is for you and for you specifically, and it is filled with all the things that are for you and for you alone. And so we don't have to go searching far and wide as if it's all up to us. All you need to do is walk in his timing, and that is so important, because when we walk in God's timing, we are never going to be too far ahead that we cannot hear his voice behind us, right? His voice in our ear saying, this is the way, walk in it. That's very, very important. It's probably one of the most important things. When we walk in our timing, we are often rushing way ahead, and we cannot hear, because he's not going to walk in our timing. So he's going to walk in a certain pace. And if we walk in our timing and we rush forward, we're going to miss the guidance. We're going to miss the whisper, and we are not going to be able to order our steps according to the path that he has laid out for us. And then it's going to feel like a struggle, and it's going to feel like a strain, and it's going to feel like we're doing it alone, and that we're bearing all of the burden. And it's because we are rushing. And so, but it's also important not to stall, because he is trying, he is trying to move us, and he can only direct us when we are moving. He can only direct our paths and order our steps when we are taking one step after the other. And so if we stay in his timing, we will be able to be close to his voice in our ear saying, this is the way, walk in it. And when we do that, we don't have to figure any of this stuff out. Things fall into our path. It's as if we're walking this path and something falls right into our path. And that's one of the things that is meant for us. And we continue walking and something else falls right into our path. And it also falls right into our path at the perfect time. It's the perfect thing that feels like it's been set apart and set aside just for us and created and prepared just for us. And it also comes at the perfect time. And so that is the message and the word for you and for me and for all of us today, is walk in his timing. And our steps will be ordered according to his anointing on us and on our lives and on those things, people, places, and opportunities that he has set apart and appointed for us, that he is going to place in our path at the perfect time and in the perfect way.